Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Midnight Festival podcast, a late night talk show where we just talk only about Genshin Impact, I guess. I'm the first host here tonight, and my name is Jade.
I'm your second of two hosts for tonight. My name is Cole.
And tonight we are going to be covering the fabled, the well-advertised, the hyped-up Genshin Impact 1.3 patch update.
Finally. It's been a long time coming. We can finally talk about Genshin Impact, everyone's favorite game.
Yeah, one of my Game of the Year contenders, Genshin Impact.
Mm-hmm.
I look back at my Game of the Year choices, and sometimes I shake my head.
That didn't take too long, huh?
Just only about Genshin Impact.
To question that.
Look, I'm still standing by there's peaks and valleys of the game.
Yeah, I agree.
But right now, when I think about 1.3, that's a big valley.
Yeah, well, I'm curious to find out why.
Well, let's get right into it. 1.3. What did they do? What did they add? 1.3 was a pretty bare bones sort of update, wasn't it? Well, no. I take that back. I'm going to edit that out in post. 1.3, there was a lot to do.
You have to leave that in.
There was a lot to do, but it wasn't very fulfilling content.
There wasn't a lot of foundational changes compared to previous patches, I think. I mean, we're not that far in. It's only 1.3. It's only the third one, but
yeah.
It was just like it felt like a stepping stone, and honestly, the next one looks like it's going to be similar.
Yeah.
We really didn't have too much. Just a lot of mini games, a lot of event downtime.
Yeah, part of me is like, I'm cool with that. I kind of liked, mixed feelings about this whole update for sure, but there were some highs and some lows. Let's go in order, shall we? Shall we talk about the things they added?
Yep, I got written here, we got just a quick list them off and then we can get into it. Zhongli got his official changes to his kit that we were talking about in the previous update because everyone was upset with him. We finally got Xiao. He was extremely hyped up. Everyone was looking forward to him even from the beta.
Yeah.
Some minor UI changes like the new profile card that nobody probably cares about. And
it's
then cool. A million events. And some other
events,
stuff.
Yeah,
a million events and then some other stuff on the side that's
There's a new boss.
And Hu Tao got released too.
Yeah. But maybe we should keep that a secret until towards the end of the podcast.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Oh yeah, so they released Xiao and then they had a Kaching banner and that's it. Wink.
Yeah, that was it. And there's a world boss. The world boss I think it's cool. I think it's a cool fight. It's one of the times when you have to do. I like that you have to put a shield on. Otherwise you'll take some big damage in the Primo Geo Vish Hap. What is that?
Geo Vish Hap, I call him.
Yeah.
Scaly dudes.
He's pretty cool. He's like got a good fight. It became pretty easy for me with Zhongli though, but like I just like the fact that there's actually like a sort of there's some kind of little mechanic in there. That's not just like hurt this thing. It's like you have to protect yourself,
Yeah, probably just due to the fact that I'm using Gan Yu now as the main character, and I'm not using Zhongli, but I am using Diona, and it doesn't matter what shield you use too much. But it became pretty trivial very quickly. But it's nice that they're adding more bosses with refreshing mechanics.
Yeah, I hope they keep expanding on different ideas for bosses, different mechanics and stuff like that. That aren't just like hurt this weak point and then it becomes vulnerable.
Yeah, and then the revival. All the cubes have that stupid revival thing. That's just a time waster and obnoxious.
Yeah.
Thank goodness they're moving away from that, from their starting point.
This one's cool because even if you don't have a character that you can still avoid, it's a big radius, but there's a big telegraph too before the attack.
Hmm.
So you can still run away, if you don't get a shield in time or something like that. So it's still avoidable, but it's also cool because you repel and do big damage back to him, which it's just a further reward.
I
Further
I
rewards you.
think that the mechanic is strange in that it's explained to you that if you use, because the boss will come in one of a few different elemental varieties
Mm,
that I think is just random, and if you match the element that the boss is of your shield, so like a geocrystallize,
yeah.
that the damage reflected will be greater.
Oh, cool.
So it seems like they want you to bring an element that it's resistant against and then crystallize it. But
Hmm.
but you also can't even pick up the crystallized shields because they drop under his model and it's so big. So
Hell yeah.
I don't unless it's specifically Zhongli's Geo Shield is always powerful against it because his is special and they just want you to play Zhongli. I don't know. It's weird because the mechanic doesn't feel like it's working as intended, but
Mm,
you can use whatever shield you want. Who cares?
yeah.
Just use Diona, cheap, free, or Noel even.
Yeah. Or Ningguang, who you can
Well,
get for free.
Ningguang is the crystallize. You have to crystallize with
Oh,
her.
you
She
mean,
doesn't.
yeah, you're talking about characters that can just put a
Yeah, who
shield
could just pop a
around you.
shield on whenever they want. So it's like you can
Yeah.
almost ignore the mechanic.
Hmm. Um, what about those drops? Isn't that weird? So they introduced this new dust thing where you can
Mm.
transmute character ascension materials, those elemental stones.
Hmm.
Um, and this guy, it seems to be made around him because it seems like he drops the higher rarity versions of those crystals much more frequently, you
Mm.
know?
Not in, watching you, you had some good luck, or I just have awful luck. But in all the times I killed him, I really wasn't getting much better gem rewards, I thought,
Oh,
than
really?
the normal bot. I only got maybe one of the top tier gems in all my kills from him, which has to exceed at least 30.
Whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, no, maybe I am pulling it out of my rear end, but I just remember I went to go kill the fire flower, and it just felt like maybe I just got unlucky that time and I didn't get good drops, but it was just mini, just those crappy like the tier like low tier drops, very poor.
Yeah. I don't know what the drops are, but I think you're right. It does feel like it's built around him because he seems to drop at least it's like a variety, and
Yeah.
since he's random, you don't know. I think that the drops are tailored to what element he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it helps you get them to what you want more easily.
Yeah. And then now you can transmute. You can use that dust to transmute, your gems to certain other elements that you need,
Have you
which is
done that?
cool. But yeah, I did that for a character that is a secret.
And it's only gems you can transmute.
Hmm. Well,
Okay.
you could transmute any rarity of those elemental gemstones,
Yeah, but you can't
but yeah, it's
transmute
only those.
weapon materials
No.
or anything else. Okay.
And as far as I'm aware, I think the only way to get them is by buying them that dust.
There was some in the event shop
Hmm.
for,
That's where I got mine.
but otherwise it's all in the Stardust shop is the only other
Yeah.
source for it, which is I thought that was going to be the only source, and it was kind of lame. But yeah,
Yeah.
there
It
are
sucks.
options, I guess.
Yeah, it's as long as you're a player, as long as you play fairly often and do polls and stuff, you'll probably have enough to buy some of that stuff. But I ate through my supply already that I got from the event, so.
Yeah, it's not hurting, but it's not really helping me in particular. But I can't complain, I guess.
Mhm. Um, how about the Lantern Rite event?
That was
What
like
did you think about that?
that was most of the that's 1.3 in a nutshell is
Mhm.
the Lantern, right? That was what it was all about. And I think I
Yeah.
don't think it's a secret really how it went down for most of us.
Yeah. It's it I don't know. It really opened my eyes in certain respects to Genshin Impact.
It started off
It,
strong.
it did. Yeah. Um there are certain things I really I like the theater mechanicus. I was into that. I hope they bring that back for more stuff in the future. Um but everything else, okay, to be fair, the rewards were pretty lucrative. The rewards were good. And they gave you free 10 pull for some reason. They actually gave us free things.
In
Can't believe it.
celebration of the Lunar New Year, they had to make it a big festival even in Genshin Impact. And I guess at the start I really felt that, but then it just kept going forever.
It was really funny, like, in the start, you see the change in Liyue Harbor. Like, the festive atmosphere is cool, but it's like, it's not, it doesn't seem like it started yet, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
But it did. It did. And it stayed like that the whole rest of the event, and it just seemed really lackluster. I remember I was doing one of the first quests I did was one where it was like, "Oh, you have to talk to this guy, this cook, and give him these papers. He's so swamped with the Lantern Rite. There's so many customers lining up." And then you have to go and give him this paper, and then you run over, it's just down the dock, and there's no one there.
Yeah,
And it was like he's like, "Oh, I'm so damn busy." Whoa, he's like flipping. He's like pretending that he's busy, but he's not because I could just see there's no one there. This is the festival. It didn't even feel like a festive atmosphere at all. It just felt
yeah,
like a another day at Liyue Harbor.
yeah. It was all centered at the dock, and it really did. Like everyone did just feel like they were preparing for it. There was
Yeah,
only
it
a
just
couple little instances where you really felt, and at night looking at the harbor from the distance,
yeah,
it looked really, really pretty to see all the lanterns in the sky, but otherwise, it, it was it was short-lived, the festival feelings themselves.
yeah, for sure. I like the focus on Shao. It was
Yeah,
cool.
Xiao's a cool character.
He's cool. Yeah, he's got cool lore. Um, but yeah, man, the biggest thing are those quests, those side quests,
I'm
those
I'm
stupid
wondering what's the
quests.
point. What? Because on the surface, the Lantern Festival is all about people making, their wishes for the new year and hoping,
Yeah.
you know, things are gonna go their way. Just supporting your community and everything. Um, but then you just turn into this little workhorse who does odd jobs and runs around the
Hmm.
whole map like 100 times.
It sucks, man. When I had that stray thought where I was like, how come I'm not doing like quests for any like Ning Guang or Xin Yan or anything like Shang Ling? How come these characters aren't here at this Lantern Festival? Like, not you should like they took the time to write out all these side quests for all these dumbass characters, these nameless, faceless, okay, not nameless, but faceless, basically, cut and copy model ass NPCs who, sure, they might have interesting stories, but if they would have just been like, hey, Xin Yan's going to perform a concert. Uh-oh, she doesn't have all these pyrotechnics. You have to go make fireworks for her or something like that. That's her wish is to start the new year off with a bang in concert. Like, how come it just is such a missed opportunity? And that's when I was like, dude, Genshin Impact, MiHoYo, like, doesn't give a shit about these characters.
Yeah, when
They just
you
make
brought
these
that up,
characters.
it opened my eyes up too, I think, when you mentioned
It's
that.
such a huge missed opportunity because that would be just such a way to bring the characters into just the world because they don't exist outside their quests.
Mm-hmm.
They're just don't exist. You can't see anybody or talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And it's like the one of my big complaints now is like they make this cool cast of characters that they want you to fucking spend money on. And then they don't even allow you to learn more about them through story or through quests or side quests or anything. And
Yeah.
it's this big festive thing. You're talking to this girl who's like in charge of everything. Like where's all the main like where's Kaching?
Yeah,
Where's the Ching Sea?
where
What
is
are they doing?
Xinyan? Have we ever had a moment to learn about Xinyan or Diona or
No.
most of the other four stars? Just at all, at
Mm-mm.
any point in the game. And yeah, I
It's
think
really strange.
they're finally maybe addressing that in 1.4 that we'll get to, but it's
Yeah, yeah.
slow starter on that one.
Yeah, it just really lacked the festive atmosphere, and then that really dampened my mood a lot when I
When
couldn't
week
believe
two
it.
hit, and it was like, okay, so week one was do 9 side quests,
Yeah.
and those unlocked like per day. I think you could do 2, so they were spaced out, and it wasn't the most fun thing, but it kind of made sense. And then
Hmm.
week 2 hits, and you're like, what's behind this lock? And then it unlocks, and it's just 9 more side quests, and it was like, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
No.
And then
Yeah.
week 3 again, but there were less, but they were like combined way longer than the previous weeks.
Hmm. Yeah, it was
Oh,
such a missed opportunity because I would love to be like running quests for the Liyue characters because you get one for free. You could pick a free Liyue 4-star character
mm-hmm.
by doing all these events. So why the fuck aren't you doing events for the Liyue characters, getting to know them and be like, I like this guy, I want him for free, you know? Like it's really back. It's strange. MiHoYo, hire me. I'll fix your shit. I'll make
They
your
could
game
have
good.
done a lot better, I think. But at least Theater Mechanicus was there, and that was a nice distraction for what it
Hmm.
was.
Yeah, it needs a little ironing out for sure, but there's it. I think it's got the foundation of like a really fun like mini game that hopefully they bring back for some other challenge or something like that. Because I really I dug it. I really dug it. I was
Yeah,
having fun.
I'm very mixed on it, but I agree. If they just work on it, um, because tower defense, you see a lot of those, and it seems so basic. But then
Mm.
they tried to throw the Genshin elemental reaction thing into the mix, and then their kind of janky physics system
Yeah.
and some weird UI. Like you just get a random map when you choose a difficulty,
Hmm.
uh, and towers just have a lot of trouble like hitting thing. Like I remember watching all of my towers just shoot a invisible dead body for like so
Hmm.
long and just letting guys through, and it was infuriating.
Yeah, that happened to me too, where they'd be like aiming at someone who'd already died and disappeared and firing, and then they'd have their big long, you know, time in between the next shot that would just be like, dude, no,
Yeah, games like
no.
that rely on consistency, and for a first try, definitely it piqued my interest, but it wasn't there enough that it's like something I wanted to sit there and do a lot of.
Hmm.
But I would like to see it come back new and improved.
Yeah, please, please, MiHoYo, bring it back.
Oh, and then they had like pay to win. I kept calling it pay to win. Upgrading your towers with this
Yeah.
weird, like you'd increase the difficulty, but then you just level up your towers. So it was so linear. I don't understand the point of it, because then if you increase the difficulty, but then you also just increase the damage of your towers, then it's
Hmm.
just the same as where you started.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't. I guess I didn't really understand the whole point of that, but
Yeah, I don't remember the early levels, but I feel like in the later levels, you're dealing with more difficult enemies, right? Like the stronger hilly churls or whatever, the meta churls,
yeah,
stuff like
that
that. I don't
that
think
might
you had
have
to
been a
deal with
big
those guys.
difference.
Yeah,
Sometimes you'd play the same map, and they would
switch
where
up the
an
enemies.
easier difficulty would have had 2 portals going to one location, so you could have a choke point, but then in a later difficulty they'd flip that around and you'd have to spread your towers more.
Yeah.
That might have been where the difficulty came in. But again, when you have random map selection and it's like not clear and like
Hmm.
what's going to go on, I don't because it's not like I sat there and went into the same difficulties over and over. I don't even know if you could do every map per difficulty or something.
Yeah.
It just wasn't very clear.
Yeah, and then, there's some cool things. I liked the random. I hope that they keep doing like Arknights-esque things where you can add those modifiers to make it harder to get more points.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The contingency stuff in Arknights is really cool. And I really liked when they did it with the cube bosses. And I like when they were kind of doing it a little bit in this Theater Mechanicus when they were like you could take this fickle thing and it would make it, like give you just some random hard thing to deal with in your next round, but it would give you like a cool bonus of something too.
yeah.
It
Those
was
were
like a,
cool.
a, a tough trade. And it was interesting. And you could earn more points by being like, hey, somewhere in the round this guy's going to spawn and just make a beeline to your base. But you'll get like more points if you deal with him. It was interesting. Okay, let's talk about ley line overflow.
I mean, there's not much to say other than it was short-lived, and I wish it was permanent.
Check this out. This is what I'm going to say. What's up with them? Where do you get this information? Like I almost missed that. If you didn't say that was out, I don't know if I would have known. And
Yeah,
it's the same with the web events.
yeah. There's a huge problem. I don't know. I have a feeling it's just a cultural thing with
Mm-hmm.
MiHoYo. They're not a North American Western company. They just distribute their information differently. Or maybe
Mm.
you're just supposed to be really keyed into their Twitter at all times or something. But all this stuff just happens in a flash. All these events start, and I'm always a day late by the time I learn about it, and I usually forget about them. I don't know. I don't know where you're supposed to find out about this shit.
So they come out with the thing at the beginning of the update. I'm guessing you're just supposed to like read that, memorize. Okay, this is happening on this date. This is happening on this date.
Yeah,
Is that
I
what they kind
remember
of expect
reading
you to
about
do?
the Leyline overflow event. I read that
Yeah.
for sure way back at the start of the patch, but it didn't happen until like the third or fourth week.
Yeah, and that's why I was kind of like, because I was excited for that, but I didn't even know it was going down until like 2 days into it, and then I was like, fuck, this
hmm
is what I wanted. I wanted to wait for this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then it was as with all things in Genshin, it wasn't just here's a few days to just go buck wild and, play the game to your heart's content. It's just another really finite, limited thing that you get. It's like 60 free resin a day, basically on 3 ley lines. Things that a lot of people probably aren't even focused on because artifacts are where most people are going to spend their time. But
hmm
the feeling of spending 20 resin to get double the drops is like, man, how much better would this game be if that was just permanent? Even
Oh
if it was
boy.
still limited to 3 times a day, if it was just
Yeah.
every day or maybe every weekend or something.
hmm
But nope, it's gone now. Bye bye.
Yeah, we that's experience is such a
It's
that's such a
boring.
like whatever. Grind all the other shit. Grind your fucking weapon mats. Grind the character ascension materials. Grind the talent books. Just give us like more ways to get XP easier.
Yeah.
Like that's it costs like 200 books to get someone to fucking 80 to 90. Like there's just
And when
and
you're
that's
getting 6 books a pop from a that's probably more than you get. You get like 4 or 5.
four. Yeah, because I did it the day after it ended. I ran that thing and I was like, "Huh, only four? Oh, it's over." And I was really bummed out.
Yeah, it's boring snooze fest trying to
Yeah.
grind out character XP, and it's one of the most annoying things because it's so flat. There's no fun, there's no engagement really.
Yeah. It's like, with artifacts, you're constantly looking for things to match your character's attributes, how you want to build them. Like, it makes sense to be grinding that out, but character XP, I mean, it shouldn't be free, I guess, but it should not be that expensive.
Yeah, and then you have Mora too. It's like a double
Ugh.
double the cost.
Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, so they need to figure something out. They got to figure something out. MiHoYo, hire
Same old
me.
song and dance as always, honestly, but
Mm-hmm.
they
They're
gave us a
making like,
taste. You know
making tiny
those
baby
those
steps in the
those
right
games
direction.
where like I seem to recall that Anthem game had a bug or something where loot was dropping more and it suddenly uh rose player engagement. Like everyone was very happy with it, and then they took it away and pissed everyone off. And that's almost what this felt like. It was
And
a
then the game shut
bug,
down.
and then the game shut down. Yeah, they gave us a taste of what the game could be like, and would it really kill them to just let us
No.
keep that,
No,
even
because
in
they're going
that
to be
limited form?
bringing more characters into the game, and it's going to only drive the need for those books, and it's only going to become more and more tedious to level anybody up that you are mildly curious about.
Yeah, I mean, I've now that I've learned, I've heard people, all the people doing the math and uh, number crunchers of this game saying, do not level your characters to the max level. Don't bother going to 90. It's a waste. It's a waste of resources. You're better off leveling other characters. Like, how is that? How can that be in a game where you don't take advantage of that mechanic because it's a literal waste of your time compared to what other stuff you could be doing? That's
Yeah,
insane.
it's really, really weird. It's really strange.
Just talking about
It,
optimization, I guess you can level to 90 if you want, but it's
yeah,
you shouldn't be put in that situation.
you shouldn't be. And it makes me think, obviously the game, there's going to be, it's just so weird to think like, oh, I saw something about the EXP for character level or your account level.
Hmm.
Um, and like it's gonna take what's the rate? The rate for EXP gain is so insane that it's like not possible to get 260, which is the cap. Like even if you whale every day, it'll take like months to get there.
Yeah, I think it takes a
Like
month to get from 55 to 56
yeah,
alone.
see that's and then it climbs like more and more and more.
Exponentially, yeah.
Yeah, so like there's something, I'm hoping that some of the stuff is like balance things that they're gonna hopefully address when new content comes out, and maybe they'll increase the levels or like the AR rank and whatnot. I don't know. I don't know what their plan is, but
You know, just be grounded here for a moment when I tell you that we've been playing this game for like 6 months almost.
yeah, that's
How
crazy,
long
isn't
are
it?
they going to make us wait before the game feels like it's like ready to play? It
Mm,
still feels like I'm playing around in an early access, like they're not done, so all the mechanics, some of the features are like secreted away and I'm not allowed to touch them. All my characters
yeah,
are low level because just not they're not ready to give me everything I need.
it's really weird. I don't know. I don't know. It's just an experiment in a different sort of mobile game, I guess.
This whole game's an
You know,
experiment.
it doesn't it feel like that?
Sometimes,
There's
yeah.
no there's no mobile game that's been set up that had this open world that you could just run around in, like, and then the gotcha shit. I
Eh,
mean, this is I don't know. They're
I don't
making
know
lots of
either.
money, so I hope that they are good boys and not bad boys with it.
All I can say is each and every patch I think is wearing my patience a little thinner.
Hmm. I'm gonna have to be doing these episodes solo, dude. I don't know if I can quit. What's that gambler thing? What's that gambler
The
dilemma?
sunk cost fallacy or what?
Is that yeah, where it's like I put so much time into it
Yeah,
already.
yeah, sunk
I put I
cost.
buy I've done that. I can't just quit. That's what I'm in right now.
Yeah, I have that too to a degree, but if something were to happen, if some hacker were to steal my account or something and they weren't MiHoYo wasn't willing to work with me and get it back or something, I guess I
Mm.
wouldn't be too hard pressed.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure that.
Some act of
Um
God, I suppose I could say.
MiHoYo servers fried.
Do not steal
Multiple
my
millions
account.
of accounts.
I'm not giving anyone permission to steal my account.
Yeah, I'm gonna go postal if my account gets stolen. Um Vish apps and where to find them. This is a new one that's just come out basically. It seems easy. Seems easy. Expeditions. It's just expeditions and you get free rewards by sending your guys out. It's like easy. It's good.
Yeah.
It's lucrative. No, I don't have anything bad to say about it.
Yeah. It's it's kind of limited to only players who have collected a lot of characters, which I'm sure, you know, at this point we've got so many that it's not a big deal to us, but I'm sure
Mm.
for anyone who's newer or just hasn't had a lot of gacha luck, it's probably infuriating
Yeah,
because you just can't do it. But they let you send out friend supports, which is cool.
that's
That's the
good.
first time I think we've been able to interact with. Uh, I don't even. That must just be the characters you set on your new profile card.
I think it's the showcase thing. Yeah,
So that's cool.
yeah,
I don't. Yeah, nothing else bad to say about that. I guess it's not really much of an event, other than I mean maybe have that also in the game permanently. It's a
yeah. Give
pittance
us a
of
way.
rewards.
Yep. Please, please please just piddle out. You know, piddle out just a couple extra rewards for us. We'll take anything at
Please, I'll
this
take
point.
4 more books, 4 more purple XP books a day, so I can level my character
I'm
in
on my
in one
knees,
month.
mihoyo.
10 levels in one
I'm
month.
I'm begging. I'm bowing. Head forehead plastered to the ground. Begging. Ultimate prostration
Yeah, I'm not
to
doing
you.
that.
Please
I'm
make your game good,
I'm just gonna
mihoyo.
be mad about it. I'm not gonna beg for anything. Give where I go.
Yeah. All right. Well, shit. Anything else in 1.3?
It was just Event City,
Should we talk
man.
about
All
Shao?
we had is new events and new characters.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's, there was Shao, then they had the read thing of the
Rerun.
redo of the Kaching
Well,
rerun.
yeah, it
That's
wasn't even a rerun. It was the first time we've seen a character who's on the basic banner. Kaching's
yeah.
just always available anyway on the normal 5-star banner, and then they gave her on for whatever reason.
Yay. Yeah, Shao seems cool. I'm digging playing him. I kind of like he's got some big damage, but yeah, his play style it's kind of similar to Kaching, where it's like, oh, you do one attack over and over again. I don't think there's gonna be anything. There's gonna be like no. I wish there was a character that just had your attack string. Is you just want to do your whole attack string? Please do
Yeah,
that. Like, I hate doing charge attacks over and over again. I hate doing fucking plunging attacks over and over again. It's just like repetitive and boring.
it's kind of lame that Shao ended up being that way because it based on the sound of his kit. Looking for because I was pretty excited for him too. I
Hmm.
guess dashing around in midair and stuff, but it's actually
Yeah,
not. He's not very mobile. It feels kind of sluggish when you do that dash in midair. You don't really get that much momentum,
yeah.
and then yeah, you just plunge attack over and over. I don't know.
It
It
does a lot of
wasn't what I
damage.
expected, I guess.
It's nice to have another DPS, I guess,
Yeah.
of a different element. But yeah, it gets repetitive again. Um, huh?
Hmm.
Huh?
What's up?
Whoa, there's another character?
No, there was
There's
just
another
Shao and Kaching.
Hold on. I'm looking back at my notes here. There was another character that they didn't reveal until
Nah, that wouldn't be because then I wouldn't have spent my primos on Shao,
guess
especially
what?
if it was a cute girl.
Boo. It's Hu Tao. She scared you. That's her. She's such a trickster. She jumped out and scared all the primo gems right out of your wallet.
What does she say? What's that thing that she says
She
when you have
goes, "Boo."
JP? No, not that. Doesn't she make a noise? She does a little song or something in JP
It's
when
about
you're.
hilly churls. Hilly churl, something, something. Na, na, na. Hilly
I don't know.
churl, blah, blah, blah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's cute.
I didn't get Hu Tao, so I don't really know what she says. But
It's really fucked up, I think. Like
her song? No, dude, it's cute.
the fact that they hit it. They didn't like everyone expected Hu Tao to come out. Everyone expected to see her on the banner, on the little recap or the preview video of 1.3. And then she wasn't mentioned. And then all of a sudden everyone was like, haha, Hu Tao, lol. And it was like, it was just weird that they kept it a secret.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, guess what? Here she comes.
Everyone speculates, and it's probably the case that it was because of the Lunar New Year and her association with death being a
Yeah, and
Chinese
her
cultural thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then also the trickster nature of her, I guess, and
Hmm.
like her silliness, and she doesn't play by the rules. But I really fucking hope they don't do it again. I want to know what's coming ahead of time
Yeah, it was really
because
stressful, and I was in disbelief for sure when it when it actually was confirmed 100% and they said here she comes.
here she comes,
And I looked
my
at my no gems.
angel,
Yeah.
my shining superstar.
She looks fun though. She looks cool.
Yeah, I'm glad I got her. I don't have any fire characters that I really like, so
I mean,
and
Genshin's
her
all
kit's
about
cool.
fire characters.
She's got fire characters. She's got fire characters, and
My little walnut.
she's got these yeah, little walnuts got fire characters. She's got cool HP sucking up. She uses sacrifices HP to do attacks and stuff, and then she heals her HP back. Does damage based on how much her HP has gone down. It's cool. It seems like a cool loop where it's you're actually reacting more and playing a little differently than just mashing. I mean, you still want to just do charge attacks, I guess, but you're still like thinking. And when her fire buff drops off, she increases the crit rate of any. You switch to your party and they get increased crit rate. That's
Mm.
cool. That shit's cool. But
Yeah, compared to Xiao, Xiao seems like a part of the selfish carry, where
mhm.
he wants to be on the field, and if you switch off of him, it just ends his ult, right?
Yeah,
So you are incentivized not to switch off of him and just be him and do his one thing over and over. Whereas Hu Tao looks like she could play off of reactions more.
yeah,
And I think, that's kind of what the game is about anyway. So
mhm.
it just makes more sense.
It's cool. I'm excited to build her. I'm still working on it. I used up all my materials I've been saving up. Zero books.
That's weird. I feel like I've heard that story 100 times before.
Isn't it cool? That's how the
A
game
never
keeps
ending
me.
cycle.
It's the gambler's fallacy, sunken cost fallacy. It's getting put into motion in this game.
Yeah, I'll be having that again soon too, I'm sure.
Eesh. So yeah, Hu Tao is a funny big surprise at the end, and I mean I was relieved, but also at the same time kind of disappointed, and I hope they don't do it again. Do not do it again, MiHoYo. Tell us ahead of time, please. Tell us, leak it. Get your leakers to leak who's coming up next for us, please.
All I can say is agree, please. I
Hire me. I'll leak the shit for you. Um, what else we got? That's it. That's
Yeah,
1.3.
I think that's 1.3. And I
Hey,
mean,
guess what?
what do we think of 1.3 just
Oh,
overall?
1.3 overall. Man, I don't know. Mixed bag.
A really
I
mixed
had
bag.
I had a lot of fun with doing certain events and stuff like that, and leveling my boys up. I've probably played the most. I played this update a lot.
But was it
Um,
because you wanted to or because there was just so many millions of side quests?
don't get me wrong, the side quests I was suffering big time doing all those stupid Lantern Rite side quests. But farming for Shao stuff, farming for Hu Tao stuff, and just having fun testing these characters out in the abyss and
Oh
just
yeah,
building them.
finally making some progress in the Abyss too.
Yeah.
Was this probably this patch? Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean those aspects of it I've been into, and I've put a lot of time into it recently, more than I did in 1.2, I think, even with the new area, because the event fucking made you run through the new area.
Mm-hmm.
Dragonspine. The new
Yeah.
area Dragonspine in 1.2. But yeah, I guess mixed feelings.
I really,
Mixed
really liked
feelings.
you know, it's sad that they don't have too much story stuff or that it's over so quick because I really like that stuff with Shao, getting
Mm,
him invested in the Lantern, right? That cutscene when they finally got the Ming Shao lantern up and running and
yeah,
going,
that
that
was
stuff was
good.
really cool. They got a lot of budget behind their animations and stuff. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
it's a
good.
shame that we're paying into it just by doing all bullshit sub events and stuff that doesn't really matter after a few days. Oh, and they had that camera one too.
Oh yeah, the camera one.
I mean, I
Yeah,
liked that, but it's all just meaningless distractions.
yeah. It's The camera one, I forgot that it existed. In fact, I wouldn't have beat it if it weren't for you guys sending me all your excess pictures at the end. I wouldn't have been able to do it. So thank you for that. I forgot to take pictures of things every day, and yeah.
Another easy win.
How about you? You're also mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, I
1.3.
mean that's all there is to say. Is I like when they capitalize on their strengths and they show us, hey, we
Hmm.
have cool story stuff, we have cool characters, and I hate it when they say, but we're just a mobile game, so we don't have to do much more than this to keep you playing. And they
Yeah.
make us do side quests and time limited events constantly with
Wahoo.
no reprieve.
Wahoo.
And not on your own schedule either. You miss one day of that camera event, and suddenly, wow, you're really really far behind. Hope you have friends who have been keeping up.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Um. Hey, check this out. Guess what? Guess what we did?
I think I
Guess
know,
what you
but
and I
go
did?
ahead and enlighten me.
All right. So, if anybody is a regular listener of our Genshin Impact episodes, you know that we like to sort of infer future things and speculate about future things, and then the very next day, maybe no, literally, I
As
think
soon
every
as you
time.
as soon as you listen to the previous episodes and then you instantly know the facts from the source from miHoYo themselves, and you know how
Yeah,
wrong we are from our
it's been
inferences.
every time that we do it, it's literally the next day something is mentioned that directly negates what we'd had speculated. And
Yep,
so
without
this
fail.
time we waited. We were smart. We were patient boys. We waited until the 1.4 preview came out. We're watching that. We watched it, and now we're just gonna have our general impressions of it. We're not gonna be like, I think 1.4 is gonna be. It's gonna have this. It's gonna be. This is facts. This is facts here.
Yeah, we probably speculated on all the characters. I wonder, did we mention Hu Tao? Did we
Yep.
think that Hu Tao was coming
I
out? Maybe.
Yeah. That's something that I said. And then she wasn't shown in the preview thing. And then I was like, oops, I'm a dumbass for even thinking. But then I was right. Then I was
Yeah.
right.
Well, it's a good thing we waited then. We can probably
Yeah.
go into detail on what they covered and the experience of it when we talk about 1.4 in
Hmm.
a month or so. But I mean,
For
just
now.
as a quick rundown of all of the events, um, I guess the two most important things that they're doing are our first rerun banners. They're doing
Hmm.
a banner with Venti for the first time since the game came out. When was that? I have it written down. Um,
September.
September 28th to October 18th. So anyone who didn't play the game right at launch during that time frame and also didn't get Venti now is the first opportunity to get the most broken piece of shit in
The
the whole
most
game.
powerful character. Yeah. The
I don't
most
know how
meta.
it's possible to complete certain. I remember there was a puzzle I didn't know how you were supposed to beat without having Venti, so I had to have a friend help me. And there's the abyss. I don't know if you've ever been to 11-2 in the
Mm-mm.
abyss, and it's changed since the launch of the game, but it's fucked up. I without Venti, I just don't understand how anyone can 3-star it. So
Damn.
thank you, MiHoYo, for finally giving us an out.
Yeah, I think it's cool. It gives me more time to save up. I don't know if I'm going to pull for Venti or not, but um, I think it's good to give people more chances for these characters. They're limited, and that's not too long of a wait. I just
It's
hope.
kind of long, but
I mean,
compared to
but they
other
didn't have.
games,
Yeah, yeah.
I
I mean,
mean, go on.
it's only been like 6 months. The game just came out. I'm more curious to figure out when the next time will be. How often these reruns are going to be. Maybe they're going to start doing three, or I guess four banners. A rerun banner and then a limited banner, and then like the standard banner and the weapon banners and stuff. I wonder if that'll start as the pool of characters grows. That'll start to be more of a normal thing because otherwise, how are you going to get them?
It
You know?
was very interesting to see a Kaching banner come out, and I don't know if that's a one-time thing just so they could sneak attack us with Hu Tao,
Yeah.
or if they're going to be giving us more banners like I was talking about in the previous episode where
Hmm.
more frequent chances to pull would possibly be better so people could build up the arsenal, despite XP limitations notwithstanding.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, yeah, that's cool. And then, we got a new character coming that I think looks pretty fun and looks pretty good.
Rosaria, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And she's only 4 star. This
She's a
is
4-star character.
that's another unique facet of this coming update, and it also makes it feel like it's another small event update, just like 1.3 was.
Yeah.
Because she's going to be in the second banner, Child, who I think is significantly less interesting than Venti,
Uh-huh.
and I think they're both
Yeah.
not very interesting.
Yeah, Rosario looks cool. She looks like she could be a cool support character, and I think that her thing that constantly emits cry, like her ult or her
Yeah, that
burst.
ice spear thing.
Yeah. And then her cool ice attack where she teleports behind you or whatever and fucks you
Mm-hmm.
up. That shit's cool as hell.
Yeah, Rosaria is my number one. That's all I need to
Hmm.
say about that. I'm gonna get her. I don't care.
That's cool. I might try a couple pulls for her, but I'm
She's only
I'm
a
not.
4 star. You know, it should be easy.
Y- yeah. Um. I don't know.
Maybe you'll get Child on accident.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened to me when I was trying to get Ningguang.
Ooh boy. Oh goodness. Something I'm looking forward to is the new main story quest. I'm thinking that's going to be cool because the main story has been proving pretty interesting, and they got the new Archon quest coming out with Dane Sleef or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that'll be cool.
Have you done his
Then
current quest?
no,
Okay, yeah, I haven't either, so I'm not sure exactly where we're going with him.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think he's looking like some sort of weird. He's looking interesting. I think it's gonna be cool. And
Yeah.
they showed a little preview of the sibling, like the main character catches a glimpse of their sibling, so
Oh
maybe they'll
yeah.
like that's just gonna that's something. Was that in the Lantern quest? Because I remember in the preview for the Lantern Rite in 1.3, they were like, oh man, like they made their wish to find their sister, and it was like a sad moment in the trailer. But I don't remember seeing it
I
in the actual thing.
remember I think it was just during one of the regular quests that when you're chatting with Paimon, there's a comment about, oh, you can light your own lantern, and in both of your options are something
Yeah.
about your sibling. But it wasn't a big flashy
Yeah.
cutscene or anything like that.
So I remember a cutscene like in that trailer that was like pretty emotionally. It was good. It was good, but I don't remember seeing it in the actual game. But I don't know. So hopefully this it expounds a little bit more on that, and there's more Abyss guys than those silly, funny comic mages. There's this fucking crazy herald like and strong. Like now it makes sense why the Abyss are powerful because we haven't seen anything from the Abyss really other than those silly mages,
Yeah,
and they
that's
got the
true.
funny
And
voices.
they're walking around all tipsy and shit.
Yeah, they're dumb, but now we see like, whoa, this is one of the other guys of the Abyss. Now I guess it makes sense why they're scary. Um,
Oh yeah, Abyss mages, not Season mages. Sorry,
yeah,
my
the
mistake.
the the floating boys with the funny voices.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Um, so then, yeah, this is just an event thing where it looks like a bunch of mini games. And I'm not
Yeah,
sure if I'm digging it, to be
I think
honest.
I
But
think the mini games will be entertaining enough, but for a whole like patch cycle
mhm,
for like a month plus, and then they're probably each mini game's probably going to be for like 1 week, and that's the only time you can do it.
yeah,
Um, I don't know, and I don't have high hopes for it, but I think they'll be fun enough for what they are.
I put I was taking notes as I was watching, and I was like, "Oh, great, lame mini games." And then I said, "Whoa, rhythm game? There's a fucking rhythm game." Now I'm
Yeah,
sold.
yeah, that is shocker. That is just a lame mini game, just like the rest of them.
No,
You
and
just
then
happen
you
to
get
prefer that.
no, 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 no. And then you get the lyre. I'm really excited that you
Yeah,
get the instrument in the game. That's fucking
finally
cool.
play your own music. I wonder how
Yeah.
limited it will be because it looked like 15 to 20 something notes you could play,
Hmm.
something
Yeah.
like that. I can't remember, but you know, every game needs something like that, especially if you can play with other people, you need to
Mm.
have instruments that you can play.
Yeah, it's the coolest shit. I love that.
100% every game, take note of that.
Now I wanted to talk about the dating sim. It's a dating sim.
Yeah. That's this
Isn't
is
that cool?
this is them capitalize. They heard you
The
complaining in
dating
the
sim.
about not enough actual characters in the Lantern Rite, and this is
Hmm.
what they were saving them for, I guess, is dating.
Yeah, I'm like stoked for it. I think it's gonna be really cool and fun and interesting. But I'm also kind of scared that these characters that they're doing this for aren't gonna get their own story quests like everyone else has.
Yeah, who are we
Because
getting for this?
we're getting Barbie, we're
Barbara,
getting Chong Yun,
Chong
we're
Yun, I
getting
think
Benny
Bennett, and
and Noel.
then Noel. Okay, yeah,
Hmm.
and they haven't had. They're all 4 stars.
I think Xiang Ling's the only one who's had a story quest, 4-star character who's had a story quest.
Uh, you do something with Razor to get
Oh,
unlock the
yep,
Wolf Boss.
yep. That's it.
Ningguang is a pretty major player
In the main story,
in
but
the
she
main
doesn't have her
story.
own story quest
Right,
or
okay, yeah,
whatever.
fair enough.
Yeah,
That
I
might be
think
it.
that's it.
And this is that they specifically mentioned this is series 1, so there's going to be more dating in the future.
Yeah, I hope we get to date like all the like any 5-star characters and get to date like anybody that we want all the time. And that can be a main. It should be a main thing.
Hmm.
It
I
should kind
guess
of become. It should kind of become like a based around that more. They should move away from like the combat stuff and go into like, ooh, maybe you can equip different characters, and then depending on what element their
and they
vision
can
is, they
date
can
each
have.
other.
They have different. Ooh, holy shit! I was gonna say they have different like dialogue, like ooh, fiery personality. If you got the pyro vision, you're gonna have these fire responses. You know.
Hmm.
But yeah, if you could see other people date, you could be matchmaker. But I want to date, so
Hmm. I can't say I'm all that interested in this one because I think it's
you're
going to be a
gonna
one and done
you're
sort
gonna
of thing.
you're gonna swallow your words. You're gonna eat those words once you
Sure,
make
I'd be
Barbara
happy to.
once you make Barbara blush. You're gonna go, oh boy, this is good news.
I'm
You'll
more
say,
excited for that jumping puzzle mini game than I am to
ooh,
play multiple choice with
a
these
bunch of
guys and
cool
gals.
platforming mini games for the fun jumping mechanics they have in the game.
Mm-hmm. So that speaks to my priorities.
Well, you play your little jump puzzles, and I'll do my cool rhythm games.
Hey, I'm not bashing the rhythm games. I'm just saying I'm not interested in the dating sim, as they call it.
And that
Whereas,
about wraps up. Okay, there's some other big things we got to mention. Quality of life changes, very cool. But I'm also kind of mad about some of them. How about you?
uh,
Oh
I'm not.
yeah, there's what else is there? There's one that there's that other one, the boss one against
There's
the
more
water
events.
boss.
The whole town's going to be under some sort of festival. You can fight the Oceanid.
Hmm.
Uh, we just don't know how it's all going to go down when
Yeah,
it actually lands. So we can, you know, tune in next time and we'll expound on how they play out. But for now, not a lot of those other ones are too earth shattering.
yeah. It's gonna be a pretty lackadaisical event, and I feel like that reflects on the Mondstadt's people's personalities.
The
Lazy, boring, etc.
that Contending Tides has a chance. That arena one that has a
Yeah.
chance to be interesting because it's vaguely like the ones with the
Yeah.
challenges that we want.
That
But
did seem cool.
again, we're not gonna know until it hits, and we'll see just how they manage to disappoint us.
Yay. Yeah. Yay. Yeah.
But
So they're doing
yes,
some quality of life things. We're getting the increased condensed resin cap to a piddly 5. I guess I can be happy that there's 5 now
yeah,
instead of 3.
it's just like when they increased the resin cap to begin with.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
thank you for just a little bit of slack, just a
yeah.
the tiniest fraction that they could managed to give.
Yeah, I wish it was like 10, but you
It's a
can't.
positive change. They're just taking some baby steps.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. In Genshin Impact, you can
I
only
mean, I'm
have
running out
cake.
of those fucking butterflies to make them
Yeah,
anyway.
me too. I gotta farm
So
them up, and they're annoying as hell to catch too.
yeah,
So
I
thanks,
wouldn't say I'm
MiHoYo.
I wouldn't say I'm mad about that change, but um,
Hire me, and I'll make those butterflies easier to catch because that's what everyone wants. Everyone will love you. Hire me, MiHoYo, please.
after that they've got a bunch of cooking stuff that probably nobody cares about. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't even know that you could fail a recipe, I guess.
Hey, guess what? MiHoYo should hire you because you were talking about this one, the world level. You can
Oh
lower it
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah.
You can lower the world level. That's pretty cool.
That's another one that why do they take such minuscule steps? Are they just testing the waters with these things to implement more later?
Um, I don't know.
It's one world level. You know,
What
it's
if you can lower it by one and then lower that by one and then lower that by one?
yeah, but there's a day cooldown.
You probably can't do that anyway, but
You probably can't do that, but even if you could, it takes a whole day before they let you restore your world level to what it was, or
mhm.
to even lower it down by one, which is
Only.
now that we've crossed the threshold of adventure rank 55 and we're in the next tier of world level, going back one will make almost no difference.
Yeah.
Um, my idea was a much more free system, and fair enough, that would have been harder to implement, I'm sure, but
Mm,
I'm just this is a feature I probably just will not use at all because it's not enough.
me too. And you know what? Lowering your world level,
And you
weak.
get less rewards
You're
for
fucking weak
obvious
if you do that.
reasons.
You need to power through. You need to strengthen yourself. You can't just shrink away from a challenge. You
Who
need to
is it?
accept your world level. Huh?
Who is this for? It's for people who accidentally raise their world level at
Hmm.
one of those
Doing a quest.
milestones.
Yeah.
Where the one where you don't do a quest, where
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just
yeah.
hit the next rank and it goes up. That's all this is for, I think.
Hmm. A little safe gap.
I guess if you could call it that.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll see if that changes, but I'm assuming it's going to just stay at one forever. We'll
Yeah,
see. Then we got the Spiral Abyss. That's cool. I'm liking these little quality of life things for the Spiral Abyss because I remember getting making the wrong selections and like having to redo the first three floors to get to like the last floor to do things.
yeah,
Kind of backwards ass stuff going on, but now there's a lot more. You can like look at your party makeups and stuff ahead of time. And there's a lot better little changes. Like you could leave the floor easier and just retry it. There's just a retry button. That's immense.
yeah. A lot of this stuff seems really obvious initially, so
Mm-hmm.
at least they're finally addressing it. And
Six
you
months
know,
out.
yeah. See,
Better late than
you said
never.
earlier like 5 months wasn't that long, but it's been quite a while, and they don't address anything, even minor shit in between
Mm-hmm.
patches. Like as soon as the next patch rolls out, they instantly say they throw out a huge list of things that aren't working, and they say we'll fix this in a month when the next thing drops.
Yeah. That's how they work, I guess. I don't know. Weird.
This update, I guess I forgot to mention for 1.3, you know, they're slowly making controller nicer to use for.
Hmm.
I mean, you wouldn't have any idea, but
I wouldn't know anything about that.
there's so many irritating little things that they keep fixing on controller, and along with the Spiral Abyss getting some of those UI updates, it reminds me, that they're making strides. That quality of life is something that they're doing a fair job of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if only they could, add a little bit more substantial content in the meantime, other than little mini games. But
Yeah, what do
you
we
know,
think is going to come after? Since we have
I'm
nothing to talk about that we're going to get just straight up objectively wrong, why don't we speculate
yeah,
even further out into the future for if they're doing two big 1.3 and 1.4 are big event stepping stone
Yep.
updates with not a lot of stuff. What's coming in
Dude,
1.5?
Inazuma 1.6. Inazuma 1.6. That's my speculation. We're getting Inazuma.
So 1.5 is going to be a bunch of festivities on Dragonspine.
Um, yeah. 1.1.5
Just
is
roll
probably going
over
to be
and accept
some.
it.
It's probably going to have some event tied to the abyss. You're going to have to fight some fucking guy summoning through a portal or
Yeah,
something
but they
like
can do
that. We'll
that
tell him.
anywhere. They can just
Exactly.
say, "Hey,
They
here's
don't
a
need.
here's a domain and go inside and fight this." Like they don't have to tie it to any area or do anything in particular.
Yeah.
But 1.3 was about Liyue and 1.4 is about Mondstadt
Yeah.
just having their own festivals, and then it's like, what are they gonna do for all of 1.5? Just have one domain and a boss
It's
set
just
up?
like 1.2. It's just like 1.2. They just had that one event. It wasn't. It didn't take place anything anywhere. Oh wait, no, it was 1.1. 1.1 had that the constellation falling star event or whatever.
Yeah, I
Like that
guess.
was just they'll probably have something like that in the meantime. I think right now why we're seeing character reruns is because they're making all the Inazuma characters because
Yeah,
they got to start rolling all them out and 4-star characters from Inazuma, so they probably have to like solidify 5-star limited characters and new 4-star characters to just come out in sequence. I'm assuming.
I am a
I don't
little
know.
happy that we're finally getting a break from a ton of new characters, and the only new character is a 4-star because this is the chance finally as a day one player to maybe catch up a little bit.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
should
yeah, yeah.
shouldn't have to play catch up, but that's how it is.
This is me saving up for Ayaka. I'm gonna get you.
You've been
I'm gonna
getting
get you,
lucky.
Ayaka.
You have been getting lucky on your pulls, so you are fine. But
I am. Yeah.
I got to
What can
get
I
Venti,
say?
dude, and I got to get Rosaria, and I am so strapped right now. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Please, MiHoYo, please.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm very grateful. I mean, I've kept my faith. I'm not second. Look,
Mm-hmm.
your problem is that you are lambasting God Mihoyo. I am gratefully prostrating myself before them. They're gracing me with these great pulls.
Didn't you say like in just the most previous Midnight Festival episode, like fuck God,
Yeah.
and then in this situation, MiHoYo kind of is God,
Mm, yeah. Well,
so it's kind of a
that
double
was just
standard.
Mihoyo. Don't listen to him. Hire. Give me a job. I'll work there. I'll make your game way good. I love you.
Pathetic.
Please keep granting me Hu Tao and all these great characters that I want. You're doing good. You're doing good work. You're doing
Mm-hmm.
great. You're doing God's
Really
work
good
even.
work. Thank you.
I am your
Thank you,
herald.
MiHoYo.
I'm your messenger.
Give
I'm
me
you.
Rosaria
You
for free, and I'll step
whisper your
back.
divine messages into my ear, and I will speak them onto the filthy people below you. I'm your untouched, your pure messenger.
You done?
And that about wraps up the episode, I think. Is there
Yeah.
anything else we got to cover for Genshin Impact?
1.3p. See you later. What's 1.4?
1.3p, 1.4 bore, 1.4
Yep.
snore, one
It is decided.
1.4 lore. We're gonna have some big lore drops with this Don Sleef character. It's gonna be 1.4 board, dude.
Yeah,
Those
it's
mini games are
1.4 bore. It's set in stone. Bore, snore, whatever.
yeah.
But
Well,
I'll be there, and I'll be playing it every day.
I'll be there. My best friend Cole is gonna be there. We're gonna be playing this game every single day. No lifing it. It's gonna be just like when 1.0 dropped. It's gonna breathe fresh life into the game.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right, let's wrap it up. Everyone, thank you so much for listening to once again another Genshin Impact Paicast. This game is on everyone's lips, so I'm glad that you're listening to us talk about it. We are really the forerunners here. We're the truth bringers. We speak the truths.
Yep, that's true. We're the only ones you can trust.
All right. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. Have a great night. Happy midnight.
Happy midnight.